Of the four main types of tissue, we have covered epithelial tissue and connective tissue. This short slide covers the remaining two, muscle tissue and nervous tissue. Muscle tissue, responsible for movement, is well vascularized, meaning it has an extensive blood supply. It consists of proteins called myofilaments, which are actin and myosin, but we'll deal with these in later chapters. What's important here is to know the three types of muscle tissue: skeletal, cardiac, and smooth. We'll see pictures of them and go through their characteristics on the upcoming slides. Skeletal muscle, also called striated muscle, is named that because it appears striped. They're long, cylindrical cells, which we call muscle fibers, and they have multiple nuclei instead of just one nucleus. They attach to bones through tendons and therefore are responsible for movement, and most importantly, voluntary movement, meaning under normal conditions, we control these muscles. We decide to contract these muscles to move around. Cardiac muscle is only found in the heart. It appears striated or striped just like skeletal muscle, but these fibers are not as wide, and these fibers branch. Cardiac muscle is involuntary, meaning we do not consciously control contraction of these muscles. One more important point to cardiac muscle tissue is that it contains intercalated discs. You can see them in the picture. Intercalated discs connect muscle fibers together in the heart. They contain gap junctions, which allows the electrical signal to pass very quickly from one cardiac muscle cell to another. This way, when one cardiac muscle cell contracts, they all contract, and that's what makes an effective pump. Smooth muscle tissue, also called visceral muscle, is organ muscle, found in the walls of our visceral organs. You can see many organs here in the abdominal pelvic cavity. Smooth muscle is not striated. The cells are spindle-shaped, and they have one nucleus. They are also involuntary. We do not consciously control these muscles moving food along in our digestive system, for example. The fourth and final type of tissue, after epithelial, connective, and muscle tissue, is nerve tissue. Nerve tissue is made up of two types of cells, neurons and neuroglia, which we call glial cells. The neurons generate electrical impulses like wires. We call those action potentials. We'll have 4 chapters on the nervous system at the end of this course. And then we have cells that support the neurons. They're called glial cells, which means glue cells, sometimes called neuroglia. They do everything but conduct electrical impulses. They support, insulate, and protect the neurons. We find nervous tissue throughout our body. Here's our central nervous system, brain and spinal cord, but we have nerves extending to every cell and organ and tissue in the entire body. The large cells we see here are the neurons with their long axons like wires which conduct electrical impulses. And all these tiny little nuclei you see in the background are the nuclei of the neuroglia or glial cells, which we also call supporting cells.